feel like there are a lot of things I want to talk about. Although I suspect I will encounter, once again, an inevitable fate. It is something that always seems to follow me, no matter what I do or say. No matter my logic, no matter my reason, I am perceived as psychotic. I am a member of society that is digressive from all perceptible logic and reason. I am a fascinating individual with no value other than the injected, fabricated nonsense that is the perception of human life. To clarify, I'm not saying that human life has no value. It rightly does. But people don't comprehend how to assess it, harness it, and allow it the freedom, education, and purpose needed so that it can, in fact, comprehend itself. But perhaps the reason I am perceived as psychotic is because I've used fantasy to fill in the insufficiencies. These insufficiencies were created by my upbringing and education. These things were created within reality for the purpose of giving me an understanding of my reality. But they did not. They only made my understanding more convoluted and less comprehensible. So now, I no longer rely on logic and reason, opinions supported by theory or science. Instead, I rely on psychotic suspicions. I've accepted that people will perceive me as psychotic, and that my suspicions are the only thing I can truly trust, given humanity's refusal to make a world in which we humans can comprehensively comprehend our own societies, individual minds, and desires. But what do I mean by psychotic suspicion? Well, let me provide an example. Let me call it the interimaginary relay, beyond theoretical worth, or I2R BT dubs. Basically, the universe never had a beginning and never will have an end. The universe continues to expand until forces irrelevant to our current need or desire to measure cause it to collapse. The universe continues to collapse until forces irrelevant to our current ability or freedom to measure cause it to expand. The cycle of expansion and collapse continue forever. During these cycles, evolution of a god is generated through the concept of relaying. Basically, matter and energy are transitioned through unintelligent manipulation until the unintelligent manipulating force becomes conscious and capable of repetition across multiple cycles. Is it scientific? Does it make sense? If not, then my beliefs, my suspicions, are justifiably psychotic in nature. But they make sense to me, unlike evolution or creation theories that do not. There's more, but let's set this belief aside for now. Let's examine another example of my psychotically suspicious beliefs. Humans are born not knowing anything. Humans occupy a differing time and space to one another. This results in a difference. The information gathered through the five senses and the interpretation of that information through the sixth sense of interpretation. This difference sets a foundation of knowledge for the individual human and begins their process of development as an individual. Information is gathered through the five senses, processed through interpretation, and then, in combination with a human's current knowledge, is transformed into a new information basis, with some information being added, some information being removed, and some information being replaced. There's more, but we can discuss that at a later time. Let's provide one more example of a psychotic suspicion. The word transmute is defined as a change in form, nature, or substance, while the word mute is defined as a refrain from speech or temporary speechlessness, or a deadening, muffling, or softening of sound. I believe that mute has a further definition given the existence of the word transmute. Mute refers to matter in its unexcited state, where muting refers to an adjustment of a matter's excited state, generally for the purpose of lowering its excitement from a higher state of excitement. Transmutation would then mean to change muted matter from one type to another. These are examples of my psychotic suspicions and what it means to be psychotically suspicious. Forever forward we march. This is GD signing off. Until next time.